Wednesday, and we have major breaking news in the tech world this morning. Meta, parent company of Facebook and Instagram, is announcing major job cuts. We are joined by CNET Editor at Large, Ian Scher. Good morning, Ian. Good morning to you. A lot to get to with this. What do these job cuts mean for the company, for Mark Zuckerberg's company?
You know, I mean, in a lot of ways, this is not terribly surprising because we've been hearing reverberations around the tech industry of how the economy is starting to hit all of these different companies, right? We've especially in advertising. Google parent Alphabet, for example, said that they were also seeing really kind of depressing advertising sales, and both Facebook and Google in particular rely on advertising for a bulk of their income. So this is actually really bad for them, which is why we're starting to see this. Now, Facebook is an unusual monster insofar as it's a large social network, right? You mentioned Mastodon at 1 million, Twitter at 230 million daily users. You take Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp, they're at 3 billion with a B monthly. So it's totally different size. But apparently they just have not been able to control costs very well, and their income from advertising is dropping fast enough that they have decided this is what they need to do.
All right, it's just unfortunate that people's jobs are at stake with this. Well, a lot of changes also taking place at Twitter, and we know the company is adding a new check mark. We know about the $8 check mark as well, but one of these changes is the check mark. So what do you know about this as you laugh about it? Because all of us are just like, okay, let's see what happens.
I'm sorry. Yeah, so we've gotten to a point, I mean, it feels a little ridiculous, but essentially, you knew the blue check mark before Elon Musk showed up a couple weeks ago was all around the idea of verifying the person or account was truly who they said they were. So the White House or, CNET or KPIX or whoever you want, right, would actually be you would know that that's not a fake account. Well, Elon Musk said he doesn't like the status symbol that comes with blue check marks. So for $8 a month now, anyone essentially could get a blue check mark. So how do you verify to make sure that the White House account is actually the White House? So there's now a new thing, a gray check mark that sits below the username. A couple of them have already started showing up for politicians. Apple has one now. I have not gotten mine. We'll see whether Elon Musk's not a fan of the journalists, so we'll see if I'll get one. But it underscores how tough this is going to be, because most people look at those blue check marks, they think, oh, that's a verified account. Maybe he should change it to a dollar sign instead. I don't know.
Interesting. Okay. All these check marks, and we all care so much about them. Companies now.
So many check marks.
Yeah, I know. It's hard to keep up. So companies are pledging to get their emissions down to net zero. Just got a warning from UN officials. So can you tell us more about why the UN believes some of these pledges may just be false promises here?
Yeah, this is a massive conference that happens around the climate that the UN is part of. And we have one of our reporters in Europe covering it. And one of the things that was really interesting is that she filed a story to CNET about how the UN is starting to really crack down on these zero emission claims that a lot of companies have. I'm not going to name any, but because the UN hasn't yet, but they're saying, look, we have to verify these are actually zero emission claims instead of what a lot of companies tend to do, which is buying carbon credits or even planting trees and saying, oh, well, that offsets all the bad stuff we're doing. So that makes us neutral, which of course actually doesn't. So that's part of why this is becoming more and more of an issue.
Yeah, no, really cracking down on these promises. Interesting stuff there. Ian Scher, thank you so much. We always appreciate talking to you.
Thanks for having me.
Well, Florida.